All right, Jordan's going to be out. CJ and KO, they won't practice today. Going to be working inside. Sam's going to be out for this game. Luke's going to start. Moved Franklin Myers to IR. We signed David Fales. So we felt like, the doctors made a good suggestion yesterday as far as we should get ahead of it as far as testing him, which was probably the right call. And the labs didn't come back the way that we were hoping. I know Sam's disappointed, but we're able to adjust and work quickly, and our guys have done a good job with any kind of changes that we've had to make.
Sam was talking, you both talked about having tests this afternoon. These labs are from previous stuff, so did you have further tests?
No, we did. They tested them last night.
Oh, last night.
Yeah.
So is the spleen still not where it needs to be? Is that kind
Yeah, it's just nothing's where it's close, but it's not where it needs to be.
Is this deflating out? Does it seem like you guys had a lot of hope this week?
I think I felt bad for when we told him. I mean, of course, the first thing he says is, I feel like I'm letting other guys down. It's not about him, and he tried to do everything he could. He did everything he was asked to do. He did everything the doctors told him to do. It just didn't work out for him. I know the guys, they always do a good job they rally. They rally quick. The good thing is Luke was all in and was wired in and knew that this could happen.
Are the doctors able to tell you it looks like he's on track for the next game, or do they not?
Yeah, it's like after so many days, and then it's less about that, and the further he gets away from the initial date they diagnosed him and stuff. I didn't get into too many details. That was, we were moving quick as far as okay, here's the adjustments we got to make, and all those type of things.
Are you optimistic then that he'll be back the next week, or?
We'll see. Yes, it would be the right answer, I guess.
What does this do offensively? I don't know. Does it change your game?
No, because we kind of were ready for either way. We didn't know.
Right.
When we started it, we didn't know. So we were just trying to make sure that anything that we did was the right thing as far as play calls and things like that, to make sure that we didn't put them in a bad spot, if they cleared them. I was probably just being a little cautious anyways. So that part of it has not been a huge adjustment.
How much work has Luke gotten the last couple of days?
That's what every week that's how we've been doing it. We've been working both those guys, and the competitiveness that we have at practice, especially in scout team. He's had a lot of reps too. We had increased reps as far as scout team type of things, and that was more because of the bye. We wanted to change things up and kind of move our practice schedule around a little bit. It just worked out that way.
But has he worked with the first team offense?
Yeah, we always do that. We do that every week.
You mentioned Sam took the news hard. How the rest of the team take it? Just guys all week, been saying how
these guys, they do a good job, man. They kind of take the information in, and then they're like, all right, let's go. So these guys, they've been wired in really well all week. They've been working hard. I feel like all three phases, those guys have been working together. You kind of hear the defense chirping at the offense in a positive way, encouraging both sides. So, these guys have been all in this week.
How much does it help knowing going into today's practice to give you a little extra time?
That's why I thought it was a good call when they made that decision. I thought that was a good idea, and obviously you weren't anticipating that to be told, us to be told that last night, but at least it was all right, transition, boom, here we go.
Unrelated note, defensively, you guys are going up against Alshon Jeffrey. I know that's a guy that you have passed with. And kind of how much of a challenge does he present for you guys on that side of the ball?
No matter who he goes against, he's a challenge because he's an above the rim guy. You can throw a ball up, and it doesn't matter how many guys are on him. He just has great timing, he has great ball skills. He's deceptive speed. He's becoming a really good route runner. Since I was with him, he was making that transition, and then I think when he got to Philly, then he really stepped it up as far as the improvement. You could tell the game's really slowed down for him. It's a big part of what they do.
Did you guys have, it seems from his comments about you guys had a pretty good personal connection. Is that accurate?
Yeah, he was hurt a lot of the year. It was his contract year, and then he had some hamstring issues coming in. He lost a lot of weight going in that season, which he was a lot smaller than what he is now. I think he finally found the right weight to play at. And so we only had him like 8 games or something like that. But, I mean, every game, we threw to him like 20 times a game. I mean, we made sure we made it count every time he played.
I heard something along the lines of you just told guys to throw him a jump ball and just let him worry about
Yeah,
it.
basically. That's how I would call the play. I'd say throw it to Alshon and don't care how many guys are on him.
So, Mosley, he's not ruled out? Yeah.
Not yet. I mean, we're just going through the week. It's
It's
Kind of-
unrealistic, though, to think he's gonna play, isn't it? He hasn't played in weeks.
Ryan, whatever you want to write, you can write.
How confident are you that you guys solved the offensive line issues in the last 2 weeks?
I feel like this week has been a really good week of practice for all those guys. I mean, they've been doing a great job as far as when we're moving guys around and we're trying some different guys in some different spots. I feel like the execution has been good in practice. I feel like the energy level's been really good in practice. I feel like the communication as far as what's going on in the field, coming back to the sideline, all those little things that you need to do to make improvement. I feel like we're trending in the right direction. Now it's going to be about, we're playing a good front. We're going to have a hard test, and, we'll see how this carries over to Sunday.
And obviously, you said Kalechi's pretty banged up. Have you decided on what the starting 5 will be? Will it remain the same?
We're still working through that. We've got to see who's available and then kind of make a decision. That's what our meeting today will kind of determine a lot of that. It's kind of one of those things where I got an idea, but, we'll just kind of see how it plays out.
I don't know, when you guys had that stretch in the preseason, Atlanta and then through New Orleans, where you guys were missing a lot of guys on the line, did you learn something more about the backups during that time and the depth? Did they show you something?
Oh, yeah.
that surprised you?
The trust is there with all those guys that we have on this roster. I think the situation a couple of those guys got thrown in weren't ideal as far as, like, Shell going down right before the game and then Schumann just getting, like, we rolled up to him, like, walking out on the field, like, hey, you're in. Go have fun with 44. See how that goes. So, but I feel like these guys, they're grinding, man. They're doing everything they can to get better.
Maybe I'd say that you guys kind of switched up the way you watched film after the Patriots game and watched as a whole team. What was the thought process behind that?
It's just something that I've been a part of. A couple head coaches that have done it like that, to where you got that little extra time with the bye, and just you want everybody to feel as though each side of the ball is being held accountable the same way, to where defense isn't going, hey, what are they doing over there? So they kind of hear our guys coaching, and then our offensive guys kind of hear how defense is doing and how Brandt's doing it. So it's a good way for everybody to be on the same page.
Adam, from the outside perspective, our perspective, it looked in the Patriot game that you were, not to be insulting, but non-competitive. It just didn't look like offensively you were going to be able to overcome what was going on in the field there. Do you feel better about what you have this week, even with Luke going again, and you kind of going to battle with kind of the same crew? So.
I feel like you really just insulted me there.
No, I wasn't. I'm just kind of.
The 105 yards of offense, that wasn't good enough.
I wasn't really mean to do that.
That was not a good day for us.
Yeah.
I'll say this:
I just think
the week of practice
better.
we've had, I feel like we got a lot of guys coming back. I feel a lot of them being skill guys too. So I feel like we were struggling to figure out at wideout, like, who was where, how we were going to do that. We had some guys playing out of position that were trying to do the best thing for the team. At the end of the day, they played so much better than us, and we didn't play good at all. And I feel like this week, good week of preparation. I think for us to play against this group, we have to do a lot of things right. We have to be great up front, and that's where it's all going to start. And we have to be able to run the football. Our best player's back there. We got to do a good job of giving him some running lanes and getting him the ball in the passing game. And we need to be more competitive. It wasn't. It was hard to watch. It was hard to call. None of us did a good job that day. So
Was a little bit of a part of it had to be a bit of a fire drill that week after Simeon goes down and then Falks and all of a sudden you've had.
It wasn't as bad as you think in that aspect of it. Like, it was just trying to figure out when you start losing the receivers, trying to figure out when you have 2 slot guys that you're trying to figure out how to use everybody and put them in the right spots. you know, that was the hardest thing for us. Try to figure out how do we want to use the running backs, and then we ended up not having as many plays as we wanted. It didn't work. Nothing worked out the way we wanted.
Where is Demarius after this week?
I mean, he's looking in practice. You know, he just keeps getting more and more reps in team periods. I mean, it's looking very positive for us. You know, but I've seen him kind of, you know, move and burst, and seeing some of that stuff. You know, for me, makes me think of when he was about 8 years younger. So, gives you hope. All right, guys.